Hey, happy day. So, the word that came up today during my contemplation time was deception. I was speaking to someone yesterday about the three key traits that and values that I hold dearly and uh, attempt to express as I live my life and I engage with the world. And they are the three key character traits that I would demand from a mutually beneficial and platonic engagement with another individual. And those would be authenticity, vulnerability, and transparency. And so I think the whole concept around delusion would have to do with the transparency aspect of what I would deem to be a common, decent value to hold when dealing with others, and in a respectful and honorable manner. So I went and had a look at the definition and the meaning. I always go and delve deeper into the origins of word and the etymologies of words, and I'm fascinated. So for deception, what came up was, so it's transparency versus deception, and deception is a falsehood. It's an act or a statement that misleads or hides the truth. It promotes a belief, concept, or idea that is not true. It involves dissimulation, propaganda, camouflage, and concealment. It's dishonesty. And then I think what's kind of key and what comes up in today's reading is self-deception, and how are we deceiving ourselves. And it has to do with bad faith, deceit, bluffing, as in poker, you bluff your hand in order to win, to get ahead. It's a ruse or subterfuge. It is a major rational transgression that leads to feelings of betrayal and distrust between relational partners. It's a negative violation of expectations and relational rules. So whether it's in business or in our love relationships or family relationships, we expect the truth generally when we're engaging with others. So, most of the time. So deception is not considered the norm. However, it does seem to be the norm. Because with self-deception, when we're trying to justify our own truth and play to our own fantasy, then we need to deceive others in order to get them to play into our self-deceptive behaviors. So that was what came up today, and then I did the reading, and what I love is the Four of Pentacles. So this year has very much been about four. What is it that brings us safety? What is it that brings us security? Challenging and questioning our foundations. Are they based and established on things that allow us to follow our heart and our true path to happiness and joy and bliss, and essentially heaven on earth? Because that's what the whole justice process has been about, the karmic transformation. So I love this card because it's, if you look at her, she's, to me, expressing what many women I'm experiencing around me, who have left their partners because they felt unfulfilled and felt their partners weren't stepping up and meeting them at a level that they needed to. And it leads me to another whole topic about how men treat women, and often men communicate less in order to be deceptive. And often the best form of marketing is where you allude to things and allow people to assume whatever you lead them to assume what you want them to, but you're doing it on the premise that they're deciding for themselves when in fact they're not. They're subliminally led and guided to make these conclusions in order to drive a need for consumption and profiteering. So she's clutching onto her bag of most valuables, and I don't really have too much to say about this other than what I've said regarding the deception and the delusion, because she's turning her face towards yet another major arcana card, the Magician, which is number 1. So we are the Magician, and we experience karma and dharma. What we put out is what we get back. Who we are within is reflected back at us through those we choose to have around us. And I talk a lot about this year has been again about making better choices. So our tribes have changed. We've lost friendships, but we've made new friendships, ones that suit us better and more aligned with who we are and the path we're on. And the Magician, if it's kind of like a darkish card, so it kind of spoke to me when I saw it, of that self-deception. And then it's looking into the waters, and I'm reminded of a scene from Lord of the Rings, where when they're in Elvenland, Frodo goes and looks into the magic pool, and we know you can look into a glass ball and see the future, and we've seen the same thing. If you look in a mirror or in a pool of water, you either it makes me think of narcissism, which that theme is coming up too, but I don't want to deal with that at this time. There's enough other things to focus on. So instead of looking in the water and seeing the self, which actually leads me on to something else that came up, which says, how can you make others happy, not how can they make you happy? And then the second aspect to that is part and parcel, but of its own, is what can you do to or for others rather than what can they do for you? Because if you don't see it that way, then it just feels like they are doing things to you. So it feels powerlessness and victim mode. So, you need to look into the pool of water beyond your own reflection and look into the depths of what's there as we move out of the Scorpio season, which is what this has all been about, into the Sagittarius season, which is a lot more fired up and adventurous. So Scorpio is a water sign, so it does deal with the deeper emotions that we feel. It's very intense, it's quite obsessive, it's hard to let go, and especially at the end of it now, there is the sting in the tail. So expect unexpected. I think our trajectory, the direction we think we're going, that's following, is if we are doing it, the trajectory will actually be something completely different. And then Destiny cards, I only wanted one, but two came out, and it was like the Magician, number 1. So it has to do with the passion card. Who or what excites you, follow your passions, desires. So what are you flirting with? We're planting seeds. What are you flirting with that really brings you passion and makes you feel like number 1? The Magician, again, you get to be the alchemist. And Venus, which is the planet of love, the hearts, the cups, it favors the bold. So I didn't mention with the Four of Pentacles. Pentacles has to do with tangible things, assets, liabilities, actual money in the bank. So and with Jupiter in play, we're still in the lucky scope of benefiting, reaping benefits. So if we are doing good, we will certainly be reaping the rewards from that. So focus on the positive, and again, gratitude is always the easiest and the best way to gain abundance of the more that you want. Thank you for that behavior. Thank you for that gift. Thank you for the food. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for the fresh air. I'm so grateful for the water I'm drinking. Oh, I love my bed. It's so comfortable. I love being able to run, and whatever it is, there's so many ways to be thankful and grateful. I'm thankful for my eyes for what they can see. I'm thankful for my ears for what they can hear. I'm thankful for my teeth and mouth for what I can eat and speak and sing. I'm thankful for my voice so I can express myself. I'm thankful for my hands for what they can do. I'm thankful for my feet for where they can lead me. You get the idea. It's actually very easy. Start close to home and home and home, family, and keep going, friends and such. And then to finish off with, it's getting long. We're at 11 minutes now, 11:01, magical. So 9 is closure, and it has to do with the work suit. And the work suit represents expression of yourself through action and realizing your dreams. This suit is not only about doing a job, but expressing yourself through your work on self, in the home, as a brother, sister, mother, or father, lover, artist, friend, servant, or leader of a community. And this morning, I've been challenged with making a choice about whether to follow one path, which detracts from me and who I am and what I do, or to really buy into myself and honor myself and respect myself and do me. Just go large, expansive. So it takes being brave. It's both exciting and scary at the same time, that dance of life. The scary part is the fear is good because it helps us stay practical and rational, and it helps balance out the fantastical of the excitement, which is motivational. So 9 is completion. You enjoy clarity with regard to what you want and are getting ready to live life to the full. You put your house in order, resolve old issues, and move on with strength and confidence. So basically, we are really kind of ending off all the karmic stuff. If we didn't choose to, if we weren't proactive and responded, then the carpet is being pulled out and will be reactionary. And I don't think that this phase is going on much longer, because I personally have started to experience what I feel is my best life about 2 months ago. I wasn't aware of it at the time, but the wheel definitely did turn, and the cards told me at the time that was happening. So we are really there now. How are we magicking our stable and fruitful new beginnings that really speak to us about following our dreams? So, namaste, indication, happy day.